Finding the area of composite shapes. In order to find the area of a composite shape, what we need to do is understand what a composite shape actually is. So a composite shape is a shape that is made up of a number of regular shapes, and those regular shapes might be squares, triangles, rectangles, or circles, so on. I've got an example of a composite shape here, and following the 3 easy steps, we can find the area of that composite shape. Step 1 says identify the regular shapes within the composite shape. Okay, and we can identify those just by drawing dotted lines to break our composite shape up into easier to manage shapes. So I'm going to put a dotted line down the middle here. And you can see there I have a rectangle on the left here. I'll shade that quickly. And then I also have a triangle on the right. So my task now is to find the area of each regular shape, and that's what we've been told for step 2. So find the area of each regular shape. For the blue square, I'll be doing my working out in blue. So for the rectangle. We know our formula to find the area of a rectangle is length times width. So length times width is equal to area. Our length is 6 meters times our width of 4 meters, and that is 24 meters squared. Remember to keep your units there, please. So we found the area of our rectangle, great, and we need to also find the area of our triangle. Now this is a little bit more difficult as we aren't given any clear measurements for our triangle. What we do know is that this length here is the same length as the 4 meters on the side. So we can identify that the height of our triangle is also 4 meters. Then another length we can identify is the remainder of this length. The bottom here is 6 meters. So 6 meters at the top plus the remainder is going to add up to 10 meters. So 6 plus, we know, 4 equals 10 meters. Or you could also do 10 minus 6 equals 4. Okay, so we now have our base and height of our triangle. Formula to find the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, and that's equal to our area. So the base of our triangle being 4, multiplied by the height of our triangle being 4, then divide all that by 2. 4 times 4 is 16, divided by 2 is equal to 8 meters squared. Again, making sure that we have our units in there. Last step, so step 3, add or subtract based on composite shapes. All right, so we have 2 shapes where their total area makes up our composite shape. So I'm going to add my rectangle to my triangle, and that's going to find the area of my overall composite shape. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll go 24 plus 8 is equal to 32 meters squared. And that's the area of our overall composite shape. Here is another example of a composite shape. This composite shape is a little bit different as it has another shape cut out of the larger one rather than added on. Our steps remain the same, and we're going to start off with step 1. So step 1 says identify the regular shapes within the composite shape. I can see that there are 2 shapes within this composite shape. The larger square that goes around the entire shape. Okay, and we know this is a square because we can see our two lines which identify that each side is the same length as the 9 centimeters. And then we also have a triangle that has been cut out of the entire shape. So we've got our two shapes that make up our composite shape, and it's time to move on to step 2. Step 2 tells us to find the area of each regular shape. So we'll start off with our square. We have our square here with a side length of 9 centimeters. And knowing that it is a square and these lines identify that each side is also 9 centimeters. We can use our formula of length times width is equal to the area of a square and a rectangle. So our length is 9 and our width is also 9. So that means the area is going to be 81 centimeters squared. Awesome. So we found the area of our square. We also need to find the area of our triangle. Now, triangle is a little bit different because we haven't been given all of the measurements. So one measurement we are given is its height. This triangle here might be a little bit confusing as it is upside down. So what I'm going to do is just flip it the correct way up. Okay. And we know that our height is 6 centimeters, sorry. And then our base, we are given, because it's, we have a square here, we know that these lines are telling us that that is also 9 centimeters as our base. So that is 9 centimeters. Using the formula to find the area of a triangle, we have base times height divided by 2 is equal to our area. We have our base of 9 centimeters times our height of 6 centimeters, and we're going to divide all of that by 2. So 9 times 6 is 54, then divide that by 2, and that should be 27. So 27 centimeters squared, again, remembering to keep our units. Okay. Now that we have found the area of both our shapes, it's time to go to the last step. So the last step says add or subtract based on the composite shape. Earlier we added them together because the two composite shapes, the two regular shapes, made up our composite shape. This time we are going to subtract the triangle from the square because you can see that a triangle is actually being cut out. So we are going to have our square, and we are going to subtract our triangle to get our overall composite shape. Okay, so let's give that a go. We have 81 minus 27, and that equals 54 centimeters squared.